Good afternoon. I am Melissa Dancy Smith, Assistant Superintendent of Academics and Accountability. Words inadequately express how much it means that you have paused in your very busy schedules to become informed, connected, and engaged in ways to monitor your child's academic progress. As we approach the close of this school year, it is important that collectively we encourage our students to finish the school year strong. This means completing all assignments on time, attending classes, participating in all required assessments, and being fully engaged in their learning. We recognize that this year has been a non-traditional year for our students, our teachers, and families. However, the one thing that has been consistent is our commitment to providing students a learning environment, whether it was brick and mortar or virtual, an opportunity to continue their learning. We are so excited about the learning management systems that we have put in our students' hands this school year. And I hope that you have found them beneficial as you have worked with your children throughout this school year. I again want to personally thank you for all that you have done to support the schools during this challenging year. I look forward to the possibilities of 21-22. Thank you.
Today's Connect, Inform, and Engage will focus on learning management systems and monitoring your students' academic progress. We are fortunate today to have our Director of Technology, Mr. Plyer, as well as Mrs. Vandelli and Mrs. Acock to be able to do a presentation on the 3 different learning management systems that exist within the Nash County Public Schools. At this time, I would like to turn our format over to our presenters, Mrs. Vandelli, Mrs. Acock, and Mr. Plyer. Prior to beginning that, we do want to go over the chat features for you. If you look on your Zoom account, you will see a little flag that says chat. If you click on that, another box will pop up that says type your message here. If you type your message there, whether it's a question or comment, we will be able to read it and then be able to answer your questions or acknowledge your comments throughout today's session. Now I turn the presentation over to our presenters.
Hi, I'm Caroline Acock. I'm going to talk with you a little bit today about Seesaw and Google Classroom. And Ms. Vandelli will do Canvas in just a little bit, but I just want to point your attention to the bottom. Please always refer to PowerSchool for your child's final grades. These learning management systems, they do complete assignments within them, but the final grades and final record is always on PowerSchool. First up is Seesaw, and this is our LMS for grades kindergarten through 2nd grade and our pre-K as well. From the family view, parents or family members, you can have up to 10 connected family members per child. They're able to connect multiple children if you have several students in grades pre-K through 2nd grade. When you log in as a family member, you'll be able to see what you see at the top of the screen: a home button, a journal button, and an inbox button. So in the home button, you're going to be able to see all approved posts from all connected children. So approved posts are those that the teacher has approved and hit her check mark in her system. You will not be able to see anything that has just been submitted that has not been reviewed yet by the teacher. In the journal button, if there are multiple connected children, the family member will be able to select one specific child's journal to see all of their work. And in the inbox, on the family member side, they're going to be able to have private messages to and from the teacher. They'll be able to see any family announcements that the teacher has posted and any notifications. And a lot of times that's new approvals. Your child's work has just been approved by the teacher. Also, in Seesaw, parents can interact. If the teacher has enabled it, they can like and comment on student posts, and you'll see that image over there to the right. Also, private messages with the teacher. And in their account settings, if you would like notifications, email, push notifications on your phone, or text message notifications, you can enable that. Parents are not able to, in any of our LMSs, manipulate the activities assigned to the student. And they are not able to see any unapproved activities. If your child has just posted their activity, you have to wait until the teacher approves it. Over to the right-hand side, and I think this is linked on our website as well, is a document to help you get connected if you're not already connected to your child's Seesaw. So this is not what the parent would see, but just so you know, when your student logs into Seesaw, this is an example of what they might see. Up in the upper left-hand corner, you'll see a 11. So that is any notification, any activity they have. So they have 11 things they need to look at. Over on the right-hand side, you can see that they're broken up. There are certain activities and certain inbox messages or announcements that the students can look at. It's just a basic view of what the students might see. Next up is Google Classroom. So Google Classroom is our LMS for grades 3rd through 5th grade, and it's different than Seesaw. In Google Classroom, parents or guardians are not able to have a sign-on into it. The only thing that they will receive is a daily or weekly email summary. So parents do not interact within Google Classroom. The summaries, when the teacher puts the parent email address in and gets connected, the parent receives an email and they're able to select whether they want daily or weekly email summaries. And these summaries could include any missing work, any upcoming work. So if the parent chooses a daily summary, then they will get a notification of work that is due today or tomorrow for their student. But if a parent chooses a weekly summary, then they'll see the upcoming week activities that their student will complete the next week. And any class activities, if the teacher puts an announcement or a new assignment or poses a question on Google Classroom, the parent will see that in their summary as well. So linked, there's a helpful website with some frequently asked questions if you have any other questions specifically about Google Classroom, and then also another get connected step-by-step instructions if you're not already connected. This is just what your student will see when they log in. The first thing that they're going to see over to the left-hand side, you see a blue and a green box. They'll have different classes in there depending on what grade they're in. Down to the bottom left, you see upcoming. You'll see anything that's upcoming. The student will see this. And then on the right-hand side, the bigger image, that's the classwork button. That's where the bulk of their activities will be, and they will be able to choose them and interact with those on Google Classroom.
Hi, I'm Donatine Vandelli. The Canvas LMS is what we're using for middle school and high school teachers. As a parent, you can be an observer in Canvas. As an observer, in the observer role, you can view things in the courses that your students are participating in. You can be linked to one or more students. And as the observer, you can view, but you cannot participate in any of the activities. When you log in, you'll be on your dashboard. All users have a dashboard. On the left, you will see that you have your global navigation. That's for your Canvas account. In the center is where you will see cards or tiles for each course that you are linked to. And on the right, you'll have coming up different activities, assignments, Zoom sessions that are coming up, and a View Grades button. When you click on the course, you will see a home page. Now, home pages can vary. This particular homepage is really stylized. You do have a Canvas menu over to the left in the corner. The teachers can change that menu, can adjust the menu, so it may be long, it may be short, but anything that is on the menu you can access and look at. In this particular course, there's just a lot of pictures and graphics, it's engaging and so on. And this is a more simplified homepage using a template from the district. Again, over on the left, you see the Canvas course navigation. This particular homepage would have information about the teacher and any important links that are necessary. And this is a page that I'm going to share with you. I created a course that we can look at together. In this particular course, announcements have been set up so that they can be seen on the home page. Teachers can post announcements daily, weekly, however often they'd like to. If they're not posted on the home page, they would be over to the left, and anyone who is registered in this course will get a copy of the announcement in their email. So the first menu that you see, the first button that you see at the top is the home page, and that's what we are on over here. Again, your global navigation is over here. The second is the announcements. So if announcements are not on the home page, you can click there and see the announcement index. It will have a list of the announcements that have already been posted. Let's pop back to home for just a minute. The other things that you will see on the home page would be any particular information that the teacher has listed here. Over to the right. Oh, right now you see edit because I'm not logged in as the parent. So let's look at how we log in. I apologize for that. I'm going to log out as teacher. And now I'm going to log in as parent so that you can see what the parent will see. Okay. So the homepage, the dashboard is different for you as the parent. This is the course that this parent has been associated with. Over to the right, you will see the coming up and view grades. Now I'm going to click on that tile and it's going to open to the homepage for this course. Over here on the left is the course navigation. Over here to the right, you can view the course stream. It's going to show recent activities. Back to home. You also have course notifications and things that are coming up for the students that you have been linked to. Right, there are 6 more. So I can see that there is this Connect, Inform, Engage. That little calendar icon indicates that that is a Zoom session that is coming up. This little rocket indicates that this is a quiz or a test. This, the paper with the pencil, is an assignment that is coming up. And before we click on the menu buttons over here, I want to show you what a few different assignments would look like. In this particular assignment, the Imperialism comic animated cartoon was created with Google LTI. That application in Canvas makes things very efficient and effective for the teacher and the student. It will open the assignment or the documents that the student has to work on. We'll make a copy and put it directly in the student's drive. So the student can work on it and then submit it to the teacher. Unfortunately, as observer role, you won't have access to see that particular assignment if it is designed that way. And here is the same assignment, but in this, the way the teacher has set this one up, the teacher has embedded the assignment documents in the page. The students would be able to click on the links, parents would be able to click on the links. You read the directions, you have all of the resources. There's also a link for that document to be downloaded to the laptop. At the top, you can see the due date for that assignment. This assignment is worth 10 points. The submission type would be a website URL, which would be the link to their Google document or a link to the outside resource that they are using, or a file upload. The student has not yet attempted this assignment, and the student is allowed to try it once. Now, the third assignment is created directly on an assignment page. There are specific information and questions that the student will have to download. In this particular assignment, there is no due date. The points would be 20 points. The submission type would be a media recording or a file upload. And these are the types of files that would be accepted. So assignments will look differently depending on how the teacher has designed it. If you click on assignments in the menu, you will see the assignment index. I'm going to take a minute because in this particular course, there are a lot. So here in this, you see the rocket, you know that this is a quiz or a test. It indicates that this particular quiz or a test is available until April 23rd at 11, and it is due by April 23rd at 2 p.m. So there's a 3-hour window for this particular test, and it indicates how many points are possible. This assignment, again, is open until April 23rd. It is due on April 23rd, and how many points are available. As you scroll down, you will see different kinds of assignments. These are assignments. This is a discussion. When you see the 2 call-out bubbles, if you click on a discussion, you will be able to see, again, the due date, the points, how it is submitted, which would be a post, and the availability. But you will only be able to see the questions that the students will have to answer. You do not, as an observer, have an option to be able to participate in that conversation. Now, your assignments index indicate you can see all of the assignments when they are due, and then different categories. These are undated assignments. So these are assignments that a teacher may have published and made available to students, but do not have a beginning or end date or do not have a due date. More than likely, they have not been posted yet. And if you click on grades, and this is what most parents are most interested in, it's going to take a second. Okay. Now, this particular student is named student, but your student, the student that you are linked to, their name would be up here. And you can print this whole sheet if you'd like. Over to the right, you're going to see how the grades are weighted. So all assignments, anything that has been created and put in the assignments category, can be a quiz, a discussion, or an assignment, is weighted 10%. And then there are assignments, quizzes, et cetera, that may be considered participation grades. Then there are other things that are the assignments, discussions, quizzes can all be placed into a classwork category. You have quiz category, test category, pre-test, and so on to equal 100%. If we continue to look at this index, we see that this first quarter pre-test is April 23rd by 2 p.m. It has not yet been attempted, but it indicates what the points would be. This particular assignment, the bell work, participation, April 23rd, the student got a score of 4 out of 4. This assignment was due and the student got a 10 out of 10. This icon indicates that there's a comment from the teacher. The parent is able to click on that and read the comment. This comment says, "Good beginning. Remember to check your grammar and spelling for before submission." And the teacher's name is there and the date that the comment was placed on that assignment. So as you scroll down, you'll see that this particular assignment was attempted. There's a little paper there that indicates it has been submitted, but you don't see a complete grade yet because it has not yet been graded. This is a discussion. A submission has been made to the discussion, but the grade has not yet been posted. So as you scroll on down, this one is a quiz. It has not been graded yet. It's been submitted. If the icon is here, it's been submitted, but it has not been graded yet. So that's what you will see on the grades page. If quizzes are available, then you will see the quiz index, all of the quizzes that are in the course. They may already have been posted or they may not have been posted yet, but you will see the due dates. Generally, if it has a due date, it means it will be posted. And in this particular account, Discovery Education, there's a link to Discovery Education as well, which is a resource that we use. If for some reason you get a little lost in the course and you end up on another page, you just have to click on the dashboard to get back.
Thank you, Ms. Vandaly.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Stop sharing. Sorry.
We would like to thank our presenters, Mrs. Vandelli and Mrs. Aycock and Mr. Plyer for the presentation. At this time, we're going to have our Connect, Inform, and Engage parent panel. And we are lucky to have with us Mrs. Rich, Mrs. Hill, and Dr. Catalano to serve as our parents. I would like to take this moment for each one of our panelists to introduce themselves and tell their child's school and what grade their child is in.
I'm Nikki Rich. My daughter is a kindergartner at Nashville Elementary.
I'm Sarah Hill. I have a daughter that is 5th grade at Cedar Grove Elementary.
And my name is Chris Catalano. I am a staff member, and I also have a, gosh, what grade is he in? An 11th grader at Northern Nash High School.
At this time, the first question is to our parents. How do you use the learning management systems to ensure your child's academic success?
I use Seesaw with my daughter, especially when we were 100% virtual, because that is how everything was communicated for the most part with her kindergarten class. All of her assignments were up there. The Zoom links were up there. Everything that she needed to be successful in her class was up there. So we used Seesaw every day, and also Class Dojo, but mostly we use Seesaw every day to complete her assignments, to turn them in, to review, to watch videos that were associated with her classes, and just to keep her on track with her kindergarten progress.
My daughter is in 5th grade, so she uses Google Classroom. I like to get notified every day. It usually comes in after all of her classes, but I will go in and check my email and it says, okay, well, she did this today. If she's missing anything, that will also let me know. She's decided to do virtual the whole entire time this year. So I will have her bring me her computer, and I will actually go onto her Google Classroom and look at stuff with her, and make sure that she is getting everything out that she needs. And if she has any questions, I know what she's looking at.
And similar to that, I do the same for my son, my 11th grader as well, because I like to see what assignment he has actually turned in. So the observer role is a little bit more limited, and he needs a little bit more oversight. And so I do have him log in so that I can see his side of things as well. And that way I can keep a better handle on what he's turning in and how he's doing on it, and any of the messages that the teachers are sending directly to him, because as an observer, you may not see all of those.
The next question that we have is, what are the pros of monitoring your child's LMS? How has that been a pro for you, a positive?
It's been a positive for me because I know exactly what she has to do, and I can see what's been completed and what she still needs to do. And I'm kind of the same way. I log in because she's in kindergarten. So she has to have me to help her get logged in and to go through the assignments with her. So we log in through her Rapid Identity, go through Clever, all that, and we go straight to her personal Seesaw. So I'm able to see exactly what she's done, exactly what we've started on and maybe need to finish, and exactly what she has to still do. So it's really been a positive because she also has been able to figure out, oh, this is where I have to go, even though she needs help going through the assignments and reading everything that she has to do. But it's definitely been a pro because it's kind of helped her to see how she needs to kind of take control of her own education, even though she's in kindergarten. So it's kind of teaching her how to be a little bit more self-reliant and responsible of having to check it and make sure that it's completed. So it's definitely, I've enjoyed having that option as a virtual. She's in person now, but when we were all virtual, it was definitely a benefit to have that because it helped me to stay up to date on what she needed to complete and what was expected of her.
I mean, there's not a whole lot that I could add to that. My daughter is just virtual, but she is very technical with the computers and everything. So she just goes right with the flow when it comes to this stuff. And like I said, I will go in and check, okay, well, show me exactly what you've been doing and everything. And yeah, she loves it.
I would say that I love it because I can see the directions of the assignment. So my son also is face to face, and he has a tendency to do the bare minimum with things. And so being able to actually log in and see exactly what the teacher's expectations were has been really beneficial to me because, even like in years past when assignments were given and he would show the assignment to me, if the directions are given in class just to the students, as a parent, you don't know what was said. You don't know exactly what the expectations were. And I would say that's a great bonus of Canvas, is that you can see all of that. And so it's very transparent, and I can help the teachers hold him to a little bit higher standard because I can see the expectations in there.
What advice would you give to a parent who is just starting to learn the learning management systems? What tricks of the trade would you advise them?
I would say to jump in there and play around with it yourself. That's how I learned Seesaw. Seesaw was 100% foreign to me when this school year started, and I had to go in there and play around with it, kind of, click on all kinds of buttons and see what happens, and, see what this does and that does. And that helped me to understand it more, to understand the basics of it and how to submit something, how to, when you're actually completing an assignment in Seesaw, there's lots of different little things that you can add. You can voice record, you can take pictures, you can video record. And so I had to play around with all of that to figure out exactly how to do it and then to submit it. So I'd say the best thing that I did was actually take the time to sit down and to figure that all out. And you can watch videos and you can talk to other people, but I think the best thing to do is just get that hands-on experience and actually try it for yourself, because then you really remember where to click and what to do and how to submit. And so that's probably the best advice that I could give.
Thankfully, my daughter is very technical, and before the pandemic started, they had been doing Google Classroom. So she was really familiar with it. So when this happened, she could kind of, okay, well, this is what I do. This is where I go for each thing. And that helped a lot. But I also agree, like, just go in and click on stuff. You're not going to mess anything up. Because different people learn different ways. I am not one of those people that could just learn everything online. That's why I was really thankful that my daughter was there to, okay, well, this is what I do. This is where I talk to each teacher and everything. These are my assignments. And then me physically getting on the computer, looking through stuff really helped.
Yeah, I would say that's my biggest advice would be not to be afraid to have your child log in and show you how the course is working in the learning management system and what the components are. And for me personally, it has helped me help my child advocate for himself a little bit more because of all of the features in the learning management platform where he's able to interact with the teacher and able to send messages. And we use it as a kind of a checks and balance for his grades as well by logging into Parent Portal, or he logs into his Power School and comparing it to the assignments that he's submitted in Canvas so that we can see exactly, whether he's on track in terms of completing assignments and turning them in.
Our next question deals with, as a parent, what would be the best way to manage my child's grades if I have little time? Would it be Power School or the learning management system?
I would say the easiest and the most convenient would probably be the Power School Parent Portal, because you can get that on your phone and it's an app and you can just click on it and you can see. Of course, I know a lot of times, teachers probably update that weekly, maybe not daily. So you do have that. That could be an issue if you're looking for real-time grades, but for convenience wise, I would say probably the Power School Parent Portal. I don't have the Seesaw app on my phone, so I can't really see it, but my daughter's kindergarten, so it's a little bit different. They don't have grades like other classes, other grades do. But as a high school teacher, I could probably say the Power School Parent Portal will probably be the most convenient, maybe not 100% up to date, but probably within a week up to date. So I would say that just because it's right there on your phone and you can check it easily.
Being a parent, yes, I have Power School on my phone. So anytime that a teacher posts anything, I am on it. I'm looking, I'm like, oh, okay, well, she did really good on this, or, oh, okay, we need to go back and look at this again and see what we can do differently. I think Power School is fantastic. It's super convenient. It tells you exactly what grade they got for what specific thing, and they have for each teacher as well.
I agree. Parent Portal.
When it comes to the grades, for elementary grades, will they be able to be seen in the learning management system?
I know in Seesaw, it depends on what the teacher is doing, but I have seen many teachers give students a level. Since K2 is leveled 1 through 4, they will a lot of times say, great job, level 3 work. But in Google Classroom, they will see a number grade. So in Seesaw, it depends on if the teacher puts a comment, and then in Google Classroom, yes, they will see the grades.
Those are all of the questions that we've had so far. Are there anything or any comments that you can make or give to a parent to encourage them to use the learning management systems or Parent Portal? And that's for the whole county, including you, Mr. Plyer.
I would just add, in regards to Canvas for high school, another benefit of that is that it's kind of preparing them for college, because a lot of colleges use Canvas as their learning platforms as well, even if the class is in person. they'll use Canvas to submit grades or to just show them their grades. So using Canvas in high school and even the parent having access to that can kind of help them help their child when they're in college, if they have to have help, accessing Canvas or navigating Canvas. But other than that, I would just say use the parent portal, take advantage of that, because that's a great opportunity. You can check attendance, tardies, whatever it may be. It's a great asset to parents.
And I would add, as far as learning management systems are concerned, I think it's a lot more efficient for teachers and for students. The teacher can make sure that everything a student needs is available, and basically it's available 24/7 as long as the student can connect to the network. You don't have to worry about a student losing an assignment or not remembering what was due. Everything is right there, and it's available for a period of time. So it makes it a lot more efficient, and I think it gives teachers more time to work individually with students.
I would say the advice that I would give to a parent is knowing, I think Ms. Aycock shared at the beginning that Parent Portal is the authoritative source on grades. And so especially with remote learning, teachers will post assignments in the learning management system that are meant for practice, that they're not necessarily going to use as a grade that will go into the grade book and count towards a student's final average. So sometimes in Canvas, I'll see a really low grade and I'll get a little worried about it. And then I realize that, that grade is populating as an assignment because it was given in class, but it's not something that's going to be graded. And not that he shouldn't have done his best on it. And there are also times when a teacher will open up all of the assignments. And so something that's not turned in yet, because it's not due yet, is counting as a 0 in that calculation. And so always knowing that average that you see in the learning management system may not be accurate. Definitely go back and take a look at what's in Parent Portal, because that is the authoritative source for
And then you have the accumulation of grades in each category, which
Right.
adds to a total
the
percent.
weighting and all of that. Absolutely.
So it translates from Canvas to Power of Teacher.
Mr. Plyler said he couldn't unmute, but he said that he just wanted to thank the parents for their encouragement and to encourage other parents to get involved in their child's learning management system.
I would have to add that, unfortunately, with the pandemic and everything, we're not able to go into schools and actually be in person and talk to teachers and that. So you need to engage more with your child and be like, hey, well, what are you doing? Show me what you're actually doing. My child, she loves school, thankfully. But I really push her and try and keep her accountable. How are you doing? What assignments are you really struggling with? Okay, well, if you're struggling with something like this, there are websites that the teachers will tell you about that can help with specific things. And I think that is a huge, huge help.
And I also think that there are so many ways to get in touch with your child's teacher these days. Email, through Class Dojo that some use, through Seesaw, Google Classroom, Canvas. So please use those ways and use the teacher as your first point of contact if you're having any issues with this, and then they can point you in the direction you need to go to help you use the LMS.
And I would also say use that Power School Parent Portal to make sure that your information is up to date, so that if your child's teacher is trying to get a hold of you, they have the right information. Because that's definitely, I know from my experience working in the school system, that's definitely been a struggle with getting in touch with parents. So take advantage of the Parent School Parent Portal or the Power School Parent Portal to make sure that your information is up to date, because communication is key if you want your child to be successful. Got to communicate with the teachers.
Yeah, and I think that that's a good point that with all of the automation that's happening with our platforms in the school system now, things are being plugged directly into PowerSchool. So that's kind of the authoritative source, not just for grades, but for everything your child, right? So emergency contacts, everything is in PowerSchool. And so making sure that that is updated is very important because that information gets pulled into the learning management platforms. It gets pulled into the Connect Ed calls when we send them out and all of that. So definitely updating that is important.
Well, I would like to thank all of our panelists for their wonderful advice and from their experience. And just thank you for taking a moment to come out today to meet and to connect, inform, and engage with other parents. If any parents have any questions regarding our learning management system, please feel free to contact me, Michelle Royster. My phone number is on the screen as well as my email. And also feel free to contact Mr. Danny Plyer. His phone number and information is also posted on the screen.
And we will be posting this presentation on the district website so that you'll be able to go back and access the presentation. This session has been recorded, so the recording will also be posted on our website. And there were several links in the PowerPoint that will be on the website as well. I'm just going to very quickly, before we get to that last slide, let parents know where they can go on the website and access all of this information. So from our homepage, which is ncpschools.net, if you come down here to the parent section that we've been housing all of our parent links and parent information, is this coral button down here. It says NCPS Strong Reopening 2021. That is our parent hub. And if you click on that, there are instructional resources, FAQs, and videos in this section. And that is where you'll see all of this information from the access to the learning management systems. You'll see videos on Seesaw. And on this page is where we will have this presentation as well as all of the links and information for today.
We would like to invite all parents for our listening circle on April the 29th at 5:30 p.m. We will have 3 different listening circle sessions. We will have a Spanish only session, an English session, and a session just for the class of 2021's parents. So please feel free to join us next Thursday on April the 29th. As a reminder, our listening circles are not recorded. They are designed to give parents an opportunity to express and connect with other parents in a safe environment. We would like to thank everyone for participating today in our parent portal. To all of our presenters and speakers, we would like to wish all of our parents a wonderful day. If any parents have any questions or concerns, please feel free to reach out to us at ncpsschools.net. You can reach out to Dr. Catalano or Michelle